aid when you called her this morning. Putting on that headset made it a lot easier.
When John realized that Mrs. Travis was hearing impaired, he took responsibility for the situation and repeated himself slowly and clearly. When that wasn't enough, Catherine showed him how to use a device that amplified his voice over the phone, which solved the problem. Hearing impairments are fairly easy to detect, but other impairments are not always so obvious.
Hi there. How's it going?
Really well. I've definitely made progress.
That's great.
Hey, how'd your interview with Rose Travis go?
Well, it was quite a surprise. I got to her house and turns out she wasn't even...
Yes?
Hello, Mrs. Travis?
Yes?
I'm Catherine Wilson from the United Research Center. John Rose spoke with you on Monday and set up an appointment for us this morning?
Okay. Please come in.
Thank you.
What did you say your name was?
Catherine Wilson.
You don't have to shout, dear. I can hear you. I'm wearing my hearing aid.
I'm sorry. Mrs. Travis will need a private room with a table that I can write on.
Well, let's go into the kitchen.
Okay.
Miss,
Wilson, but please call me Catherine. Mrs. Travis, before we begin, do you mind if I turn the radio on?
Oh, of course. I usually keep it on just for the company. My daughter Ellen gave it to me for my birthday. She's an elementary school teacher, and the kids just love her.
Mrs. Travis, before we begin, is there anything else you need to do to make yourself more comfortable?
Oh, no. I'm always comfortable here. Would you like some cookies?
No, thank you. Since you've already signed the consent form, let's get started. I'm going to begin by asking you some health-related questions.
Did I turn the radio off?
I turned the radio off, Mrs. Travis. Now, I want to start with questions about your health. The first question is, are you currently taking any prescription medication?
No.
Do you have diabetes?
Diabetes? No. But my mother had diabetes.
Do you have high blood pressure?
Why, yes, I do.
Have you seen a doctor or taken any medication for it within the last 3 months?
Yes. My doctor just gave me some new pills.
Now, Mrs. Travis, I need to ask you some standard questions that we ask of everyone. Some of them might seem very simple, so please bear with me. What is the date today?
Oh, it's the 10th, isn't it?
The 10th of...
Oh, let me see now. June. Or is it July? Where's that calendar? Here it is. Let's see. It's a Thursday. It must be July 7th.
Mrs. Travis, how often do you get out of the house for social activities? Would you say less than once a week? Once or twice? That's great. Thank you again for helping us out. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Wow. So you didn't even get halfway through the interview?
Well, she showed several signs of cognitive impairment, so I had to cut it short.
Cognitive impairment? How do you know she wasn't just tired?
I had to repeat my name 3 times. She gave me contradictory information about her medication. She couldn't remember that I had turned the radio off. She was confused when she was looking for the calendar, and she gave me the wrong date. Any one of these alone could have been problematic, but all of them together led me to believe that she was cognitively impaired.
So after all that, why'd you bother asking her the last couple of questions?
I didn't want to be insensitive by ending it abruptly after she gave me the wrong date. I wanted her to feel that she had participated in the study.
I can't believe I didn't pick up on her disorientation on the phone.
I didn't either when I first spoke with her. Cognitive impairments can be hard to detect, especially when you're talking with someone on the phone asking questions with a yes or no answer. There are other questions that you can ask, like, who is the current president of the United States? These questions come from standardized tests like the mini mental status exam. Some studies include these tests as part of the interview. Because these types of questions are quite basic, people sometimes wonder why we're asking them. You should reassure them that they have to be asked of everyone in the study.
Okay, so now what happens with Mrs. Travis? Will she just be deleted from the study? And shouldn't we notify someone about her impairments? A social worker or a doctor?
Contacting a social worker or a doctor without their consent would violate our oath of confidentiality. We can provide people with information about services in their community, but only if they ask for them.
Yeah, I suppose you're right. So is that it? Is she out of the study?
No, not at all. I spoke to the project director, and she said that I should do a proxy interview with her daughter, Ellen. So I called her, and she confirmed that Mrs. Travis was impaired and wasn't surprised that she couldn't do the interview. We arranged a time to meet to do a proxy interview.
Well, I'm glad you'll be able to finish it.
So am I.
If you sense someone might be cognitively impaired, be alert for inconsistent or contradictory responses. Follow the study protocol for assessing mental status, and consider setting up a proxy interview. If a respondent is hearing impaired, keep your introduction brief and simple. Speak slowly and enunciate clearly. On field visits, sit facing the respondent, and use amplification equipment when needed on telephone interviews. As we've watched John progress from overeager novice to confident interviewer, we've also seen him discover how diverse older adults can be. Whatever their physical or mental status, older adults have opinions, ideas, and information that are critical to making a wide range of policy decisions. Interviewing elders can be very rewarding. Their life experiences and unique perspectives can make them enjoyable to talk with and get to know through the interview process. Like John, you too have now been introduced to the basic skills you'll need to successfully interview older persons. I hope you'll learn to appreciate and benefit from their wisdom and points of view. By doing your job skillfully, you in return can contribute to research knowledge that will benefit them and future older adults.